everyone, it's Emma, and today I'm doing another favorite quotes video, but this one's gonna be poetry edition. Now, these are not my all-time favorite poems. I don't necessarily remember all of my favorite poems ever. These are like the most recent ones that I read that struck me. Like, there's no Walt Whitman or Emily Dickinson or like Edgar Allan Poe in here. These are just my most recent favorite poems, like poetry books that I've read recently, and the poems that I marked in those books, if that makes sense. I'm going to start with The Princess Saves Herself in this one by Amanda Lovelace. I've talked about this many times, you guys know it's one of my favorites. This one is a little bit hard to read quotes out of because it's not necessarily the poems themselves out of context that are my favorite. It's the way it's all put together and the story that it tells as a whole. Certain poems where they fall in the story is what makes it my favorite, but I'm just going to read the ones that I like a lot. Be a mermaid. Be a mermaid who doesn't settle for making a small splash. Be a mermaid who doesn't stop until she makes tidal waves. Be a mermaid who knows to stop before she devastates the world with her tsunamis. Don't allow the world to take your kindness. Can you guys hear the birds chirping in the background? Write the story. Push your hands into the dirtiest parts of yourself. Take the rot and decay and turn it into nourishment and life. Water it and sing to it and show it sunlight. Grow a beautiful garden from your aching and teach yourself how to thrive from it. Write your story, the sign you've been waiting for. The last lines of these are supposed to be read a little bit different because it's put like this, the sign you've been waiting for, with like a dash. You can't really hear that when I read it. Alright, and one more from this book. I didn't read these in order, by the way. I actually went from the back of the book to the front, which doesn't make any sense whatsoever. What are you going to do with your English degree? I plan to crack open the skulls of the masses and plant a colorful garden in every brain. I am going to lace together a necklace of words for everyone I meet. For once in my life, I'm going to make sure someone finally hears me. I don't know. And it's okay to not know. This one especially, you have to see how it's done. It's all crossed out. Like everything that I read in the middle is all crossed out. What they actually say is I don't know. The next couple are from The Stuff I've Been Feeling Lately by Alicia Cook. Track 6. The strongest people I know have been overtaken by their weaknesses. They know what it's like to lose control. The strongest people I know have cried in the shower and in their car. They know loss and guilt all too well. The strongest people I know are not bulletproof. They have felt the searing pain of life's shots. The strongest people I know make the decision every day to wake up and place their 2 feet on the ground, even though they know the monsters beneath their bed will grab at their ankles. The strongest people I know are not strong by definition at all. They are mistake makers, they are mess creators, they are survivors. Track 21. This one made me cry my eyes out because my childhood best friend was away at college and I hadn't seen her in a while. So when I read this poem, I literally just cried. If you are lucky enough to have a childhood friend, try your hardest to grow old with them. These friends are a unique, irreplaceable breed. These friends lived through curfews and Polaroid pictures with you. These friends know your parents and siblings because they had to call your house first to speak with you. Those memories are not frozen in time on social media, but live on nonetheless. Most importantly, they remember the person you were before the world got a hold of you. So they have this crazy ability to love you no matter what. They are the living, breathing reflection of where you have been. And so, just when you think you've lost yourself for good, they are there to bring you face to face with your true self, simply by sharing a cup of coffee with them. As your world grows and becomes larger and more complicated than your backyard, even if you've established a life elsewhere, I hope your childhood friends remain lifelong allies, because mine have saved my life on more than one occasion. Then I have a lot of Langleaf poetry. I'm going to really try and just read my favorites, but like, this whole book could be included in this video. I just love every single poem in here. Look at all the tabs. Her time. She has been feeling it for a while, that sense of awakening. There's a gentle rage simmering inside her, and it is getting stronger by the day. She will hold it close to her, She will nurture it and let it grow. She won't let anyone take it away from her. It is her rocket fuel, and finally she is going places. She can feel it down to her very core. This is her time. She will not only climb mountains, she will move them too. Self-love. Once when I was running from all that haunted me, to the dark I was succumbing to what hurt unbearably, searching for that one thing that would set my sad soul free. In time I stumbled upon it, an inner calm and peace. And now I am beginning to see and to believe in who I am becoming and all I've yet to be. The edge of the world. You think falling in love is about holding on, but it isn't. It is about hands gripping the edge of the world and letting go one finger at a time. Take a deep breath. Here comes the drop. I know it's your first time here, but soon you will get used to the motion, the headlong dive into the deep. Just go with it. You only get one chance to fall in love with your heart still whole. Just one more from this book. One thing. She looked up at the sky and whispered, "Take anything away from me. Take it all if you want to, but please, please just let me keep this one thing." A lot of my favorites from Lullabies I think I read in my last monthly quotes video. Actually, one of my favorite poems from this book is on the back of it. It's called Time. You were the one I wanted most to stay, but time could not be kept at bay. The more it goes, the more it goes, the more it takes away. And then the last recent poetry that I read was Ranit and Jamil, but this one, my favorite poems, I can't read because this one is more of a story start to finish. So the poems that were my favorite are towards the end and they're spoilery. So I can't read my favorite, but I think I'm just going to read what it says at the beginning. In the beginning, there's a quote from Tommy Olafson, and it says, "Let's be the same wound. If we must bleed, let's fight side by side. Even if the enemy is ourselves, I am yours, you are mine." And although that is not an actual poem from this author, it sums up her book really well, and I don't want to read the other ones. Those are all of the poems that I'm going to include in this video, although I have about a million favorite poems. I hope you enjoyed listening to me reading some of my favorite poems. If you did enjoy this video, please hit the subscribe button. I'm Miss Summer Reads a lot on all of my social media, which I will link in the description box. What? Oh, someone just pulled into my driveway to turn around. I post videos every Wednesday and Saturday. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time with a new video.